Falcons. I meant Crazy Raccoon. Yes, Falcons are good too, but I meant Crazy Raccoon.
Yeah, Crazy Raccoon been one of the best. I watched their games too, to be honest.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's
But
definitely a lot of good stuff.
I'm not very surprised though. I think Korea is weird because I think Korea and China, maybe not China, but I think Korea is still one of the few regions which is still interested in Overwatch. If you know what I mean, it's still a growing game there. I think in other areas like NA, whatever, it's become more of a boomer game now, right?
Well, don't know to be honest. I still have a lot of NA students, and they're pretty young players. I would say. I'm not
That's
sure.
true.
Maybe, yeah, Korea, US definitely. This is one of the most popular for
Yeah,
in terms of Overwatch. Europe
yeah,
less. Yeah, it feels that there are less people playing Overwatch,
right.
but there's still
I
some.
see. I see. Yeah, that probably explains why NA is still a really strong region, I think. I mean, they have very good players. I think Europe, if you count EMEA, then the Saudis obviously have very good teams. But like continental Europe, I've not seen as much.
Yeah, it always feels that you either can join the Saudi teams, or well, Korean obviously can be something what's possible, or in a. It's just in Europe. It's also been that people, players are not getting paid to it at all as well,
Oh
and
yeah, yeah, that makes sense.
it's
Yeah, yeah,
just it's pretty tough to be
yeah,
honest.
true.
So they kind of have to join the other teams. I just know
Mm,
a
yeah,
lot of good players from EU, and they just say, "Well, we I moved in an A, and now we're just playing in an A team."
yeah, yeah.
Even though they had a crazy ping, it's still fine. They could manage it.
I know what I
100
mean.
ping, it's okay.
Oh,
Yeah. Well, we
interesting.
also you also probably know some of the streamers too. They actually play on NA too. The part of the
Yeah, that's
reason
true.
is just people. Well, I guess it's more entertaining for people. People talk a little bit more, communicate a little bit more. In
Mm,
Europe,
yeah,
they're more locked
I know what you mean.
in the game. They just play and that's it.
Right, I know what
Uh,
you mean. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. It's good to see like old school guys doing well though, like Backbone and stuff. I was quite surprised to see that. You know, I mean, there's like you would think it's all the new generation, but I guess the old guy can still hang.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely. Game sense is it's such a huge thing with older players that a lot of, well, maybe they cannot react as fast as the young player too. Like I mean, anybody who is younger now, I guess, even them. But well, I would say they're still pretty young, right? It's just
That's
the
true.
gaming is a little bit weird where you
Yeah,
you
yeah,
if
yeah,
you're
yeah,
like,
yeah.
let's say 16, then
Yeah, 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 yeah,
you're
yeah,
pretty
yeah.
fast with all the mechanics, but then you get a little bit
Yeah, yeah,
older, and
yeah, yeah.
then they
I know what you
tell,
mean.
yeah,
Yeah,
then
yeah, yeah. It's like old 27 is old. It's like it's ridiculous. No other sport would say 27 years old is
yeah,
old.
exactly,
That's
exactly.
like in like football is you're 27, that's like you're entering a peak, right? And you're 37 to 33.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. Now maybe it will change overall later on, because I
Maybe.
feel like all the players, even though they're not as fast in terms of reactions, at the same time they have great game sense, which allows them to predict a lot
That's
of the
true.
stuff, and you can carry this way too. That's what I
I
feel
mean,
too. When I play, I don't have strong reaction, but I just have decent game sense.
I mean, like a lot of the players playing now. I mean, even the top players are still are relatively veteran, right? Like Lip is been playing for a long time. He's not fallen off, right?
Yeah.
Uh, a lot of tanks are like that as well. Bernard is still doing very well. Hanbin is still doing very well, right? I mean, these guys are all like older players.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly. So even the streamers gang, some of the guys back in the days when, well, like I guess someone like Dafran, for example, you see them
On the
at
front,
top
yeah, still doing very
50,
well.
top 10 all the
Yeah,
time. ML7. Well, they've been not
yeah,
playing
that's
in
true.
Overwatch League though, but still they've been participating
True.
in tournaments, I guess.
They're very good ladder players, right?
Yeah, there are quite a lot of players. Well, KSA, well, he's playing in a Saudi team, and he's always in the
That's
ladder
true.
at the top level,
That's
one of
true.
the first champions in Europe, I guess.
That's true.
Can go on the ladder, actually. I mean, just check
Yeah.
the leaderboard. I wonder, there's actually Yazan is not playing the game, it seems, that much. They play more rivals. They always been at the top. Let me check. But
Right.
Tank, yeah, so Tank it should be KSA. Yeah, KSA is top three right now, and also some other
Wow.
Crandop. This is
Right.
you.
I see.
Also, who I know, they're well, they may be
Oh,
changing their
Kran.
names, but yeah, the Crandop is pretty
Interesting.
pretty good one.
He's really good.
Yeah,
I like
exactly.
watching his stream.
No,
Talks
yeah.
a lot of
Oh, yeah,
rubbish.
he's streaming too. You're right. Yeah, just back in the days, they never streamed. I just met them in the ladder and we just played.
Right. I
That's
see.
all.
Did you ever meet Cloudy in the leather?
Oh yeah, I did. Well, to be honest with you, when I was top 100, I don't think he was too high ranked for whatever reason. He was maybe well, he was GM definitely, but not as high ranked, so I would not meet him as much that time when I was at
Interesting.
the top level. But after that, I think he was at school or something, so he was more invested in that. But then after that, when I stopped playing, I started coaching more. Then he actually managed to get to the top level, and it was the Reinhardt, just one tweak in Ryan. I've been playing on my second account. I met him maybe sometimes. We it's just it's been the lobby was furious with two Ryans just being on the back line all the time because this is my play style too. I pretty much just go on the
Right.
flanks most of the time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I always say that angles are important, and it works. Well, it works, and you see that Cloudy also using that too.
Eu-
It's just
European Rhines are next level. Hardy is also a very strong player.
oh yeah, Hadi's really good. When I and at that time when I was playing, he was at the top two at that time. It was really hard
Mm,
to play against because he was in a professional team too, and I'm just kind of
right,
playing. Yes, I'm trying my hardest. I was trying to grind there, but it was really hard to play against because of he had really strong game sense and
right.
communication skills too. He would communicate just let's use this and that. To be honest, I think most of the top, yeah, when I've been at the top, I think my communication would carry me most of the time too. My game sense would
Mm,
be strong, but then mechanics sometimes I think was not the best. Also, my PC was not the
mm,
best too. I would have like
I
60
see.
hertz monitor and FPS would drop all the time, and
Oh, I
it's
see.
been tough. Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah.
But
Hardware gap.
still, oh, also A10. A10 is always good. Always been good player too. And the ladder,
Right.
there was the tank. Not sure if
The
they play much.
OG, I remember the OG, like, one of the OG tank players was Takao, right? Like, I remember seeing him a lot.
Yes,
What happened
he's
to him?
Russian. I know him. Yeah, he's he well, he's still playing. He's actively streaming actually. Well,
Oh,
he
okay.
was playing in contenders quite a lot, but I assume because he was not signing up for any NA team,
Right.
probably he's not getting paid a lot when he's in
Mm,
U. It's pretty tough.
fair enough.
So he started coaching. I think he's okay at coaching, but the thing is with the players they a coach in a way where that tell exactly okay this is how you do this and this there's less
Right,
questioning involved, there's less sort of figuring out your own goals. They just tell you, oh, this is how you gotta play, and they
right.
make sure that you will be doing it this way. This is how
I see.
they coach right now. They also do coaching. They've been coaching Matterfy, but then they stopped for some reason. I'm not sure, but
Well,
they're pretty good off-tank player all the time on well, we've been quite a lot with them in ladder because they play off tank. I would play main tank. Even on my
right.
team, they would call me like pin man. Pin man is means I just use my pin all the time. I just go on the back line somewhere.
That's
that's that's funny.
my friend be trying to learn Ryan. I think it's I was telling him I think Ryan is one of the most difficult heroes to learn. I think it teaches you how to play tank because he's so tough. Like if you play against a team with half a brain, they will kill you. It's
Yeah.
or they will try at least. You
Yeah.
have to kill them before they kill you. It's not like Winston where, oh, is there any problem? Just jump away, or like you just play Morga, you just stand in front, you spam someone.
Yeah, yeah. The same time, Winston is one of those guys where you get punished from any tiny mistake at the
That's
higher
true.
tier.
That's true.
Your bubble is forced, and that's it. You can't do
True.
anything.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just
And
so
he's
important.
yeah. Anyway,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah, I have some quotes for you. So I think I think the first quote, to be honest, should be able to take up the main session because the other quote I only have a couple of moments I have in mind, but I think the main quote, as you can see, is a very close loss, and that's why I want to kind of take a look at it because I think there's a lot of things to look at because it's I probably one or two adjustments would probably have I'm not also looking into how to win, but I feel that I can take high grounds now. That's my main that my issue that I feel is that I can take high grounds, but I can't really I'm not getting max value from them, if that makes sense. So that's not a problem because before I couldn't even take the high ground. Now I can do it. I just
Yes.
need to be able to work on how to you know how to maximize my impact. So I wrote a couple of notes. So just to
Yeah, I see the notes.
uh
Yeah.
so for example, things I noticed, contesting threats and who can contest you is very important. One thing I noticed is that if if you zero pressure, then it's very easy for me to play the game. For example, like they pick something like May, Ryan, people who can't reach me at all. Like if they play a very short range comp, okay, it's free. Like because if I can get high ground above them, I can just spam them for free. So
Mhm.
actually dealing threats is one of the big things I noticed, and I noticed that's something that you mentioned as well. The other thing I noticed was that a lot of my peaks were getting punished. So I would use high ground. I'll peak either the wrong time or something. People were expecting me crosshair placement. I get dinked or something.
Oh yeah.
Or so I was thinking about how to maintain the position and apply pressure without. I didn't want to have giant rotations, but also I wanted to make sure that so I can maintain the position, but I also wanted to figure out how to peak correctly. And I think the last thing I noticed was that I would just miss shots, so people would notice me, and I would just like, you're at a position but nothing's dying, which means I think I'm not putting enough pressure. Um, I noticed the best plays that I made were when people were just not looking at me or didn't expect me. They were like surprised. That seems to be the theory I have now. I mean, something a lot of people said similar things, including yourself. That the part of the strength of angles is that you can catch people off guard, right? That's why you take an off angle because they have to um respect your threat, or if they don't, you punish them. I feel like getting on the angles, but I feel like they're not really surprised or they're not taking as much damage as I would like. So I just want to kind of take a look at how to kind of like ratchet up the pressure more while I'm in those positions.
Yeah, let's talk about that
Yeah,
actually. I think just how to maintain the angle properly and maybe play about play around certain threats. Yeah, I see that it's been on
right.
the list too. Just looking at the threats, what kind
Sure.
of things can pressure
Okay.
you, and then after that,
Sure.
can yeah, we can take a look. I think especially divers. Yeah, I see you mentioned divers, long range hit scan. Yeah, sure. And the thing about the range. Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. I think yeah, let's just start. Well, regarding the question, regarding the range, it's mid range. I can maybe, well, you maybe also saw that, but let's talk about that first of all. I'm just gonna show you this example. Since you've been watching chords, I decided, well, why not to just look at the chords and we can look at some of the examples. Can you see the stream?
Sure. Sounds good. One sec. Let me check the server again.
If it's not working, I can also
I
show
see. I
you.
see it. It works. It works.
Okay, okay, perfect, perfect.
All
Let's
right.
see. Okay, so yes, exactly. It's gonna be mid-range. That's why it's tricky with this character. You cannot be too far,
Yeah.
but at the same time, you cannot be too close. Mm, you may be.
You're
Yeah.
you're not Widow. So that's one
Yes.
thing I learned. Whenever I fire, I try to take really long range angles. I basically hit nothing, and I don't think. I mean, obviously, it's not just aim, right? it's because that's just not how the character is good at. Yeah, sorry, over. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. It just makes it so much easier for you to hit the shots when you're the closer distance, when you're the mid range. We usually start in there because it's more safe, because you have a lot of poke tools to bait out the cooldowns. And if
right.
any enemy will try to get close to you, like if I'm fighting the Genji, I'm only getting closer to this guy if I know I forced enough cooldowns to kill him. For whatever reason, maybe
Mm,
he used the dash, he may be used all well, he's deflagged as well. Like you see, okay, this is a POV right away. You see the courts, they're fighting really
yeah,
close right now. This
yeah,
Genji is
yeah,
really
yeah.
really
It's
close,
very close.
but because this guy is low HP, yeah, you can get closer, but it's just once you forced out all the cooldowns, maybe there's a high chance of getting a kill. But generally speaking, we're starting in the mid range, so we can abuse the poke value. It's like on the Widow. Yeah, on the Widow, you wouldn't get in the face of somebody, yeah, because you're constantly
Yeah,
poking
never.
from far. Yeah, but it's rare because you want a balance between hitting your shots and at the same time maintaining the distance, because you need to
Mm,
keep poking like on the Widow
interesting.
or Surgeon, and make sure we waste resources. Like here, this is
Yeah.
your optimal range, sort of. This is gonna be around 20 or 15 meters, I believe. If you
Okay.
look at
I see.
this, yeah, this is one of the best examples here.
I
There's
see.
usually closer angles. For example, here, if I'm fighting, like this would be already a little bit too far, so they probably will get slightly closer. Yeah,
Mm,
here, yeah, this is slightly too far, but it's fine. Yeah, this is
this is very
okay.
far, right?
Yeah, this is still. But sometimes you don't have a choice, right? But like this Orisa, if they will get up close, then it will be relatively fine. But you see them rotating sooner as well because they need to get in a short distance. This here is optimal, I would say. This is when you have really, really good distance, and that's why this is part of the reason why they here. If you would be in the Widow, you would just go all the way left side, try to have the sharper angle. You remember
Yeah,
what sharp angle is, right?
yeah.
Yeah, you just kind
You
of
basically take a angle that they can't hide from you, but you can hide from them, right? Essentially,
yeah, you just expose them a little bit more.
more of the hitbox. Yeah,
Yeah, if Orisa is trying to hide on the right side, it's also, you maybe heard about that you always need to take this angle where it's like more 90 in a way. If you're able to hide
yeah.
around this corner, then it makes it easy for you to
Mm,
survive. But if I can make this angle not 90, but let's say just go back. Okay, let's go back, see the Orisa. Yeah, for example, here, instead of it being 90, if I can expose them like by going to the left side, that will be really
right.
good. But it's
Yeah.
only good if you're playing Widow because of the range. Yeah, because you're playing Freya
Right.
here, you have to take sharper sightline, but at the same time maintain the range. So I would go slightly to the left. They can't go too far. So this is a still okay sharp angle. Maybe they cannot instantly hide from me behind
Mm,
the
what do you
stairs.
mean?
Because if I would be on the right side, then this can hide from
Yeah,
me
she can
faster.
just LOS you. Yeah.
Yeah,
So if you
exactly.
go left, you can maintain the sideline on.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, sorry. Just need okay. Yeah, but most of the time it's gonna be exactly the mid range. You see, okay, this is also comfortable angle. This might be okay as well. Oh, by the way,
The
this is
cup.
how. Yeah, okay, interesting. They're playing Kiriko here. I'm surprised. Okay. Oh, that's fine though. We are, yeah. So it's the good reason why. There's gonna be a good reason why you close. It's if we're able to get a kill, I think it's gonna be alright. Yeah, you see that here. Yeah,
Yeah.
you just get close. Maybe this is not killable. We need to force out the resources first. They maintain the distance instantly. After that, they're more killable. So this is last threatening for us to get close.
Yeah.
So they do that exactly. Yeah. If we watch the second point. By the way, I think I showed you this example here. It's about the uptime.
Right.
Actually, how that's been? What do you feel like? Is the
I
uptime
think
increased or?
it has gotten better on high grounds. I'm not sure it's gotten better on my updrafts, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, I think I'm so one problem that we noticed before, I think in that thing was that my uptime on high grounds was very poor. Not poor, but it could be better, and my uptime on like updrafts could be better. I
Yeah.
think I fixed the high ground, and I think you'll see in the void. The
Mm-hmm.
issue I think I have is still uptime on my updrafts, and I think one of the issues I have is twofold. One is mechanical. Sometimes I feel a bit it's a bit uncomfortable to do directional dashes. I think the second thing is actually more Just like I'm usually quite scared of using the last dash, if that makes sense.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, we can talk about that maybe.
Sure.
Just so you are, yeah, because it's
Are we
kind of.
sure? But we fix one thing at a time. I'll let you decide what you think we should prioritize first, and I'm
Yeah,
happy to work
first
on that.
off, I just wanted to show you about the range. It's,
Sure.
I think
I
we,
see.
yeah, I think we pretty much, if everything's clear here about the range, then we can move
Yeah.
forward.
So about 15 to 20, you said?
Let me see. Yeah, I would say so. Let me take a look. I think if we just if I go in the practice range, because it always feels, yeah, it's somewhere in between 15 to 20. Like this is perfect example over here. Yeah, this is feels like 20 meters to me.
Wow. Okay, got it.
We could
Yeah.
check. We could check. Let me just go on the practice range real quick. I think it should be exactly around the comfortable number because well, let me see the fall off as well. Oh wait, there's no. Yeah,
No fall off,
yeah,
but it's
exactly.
consistency. It's like the Hanzo problem, right? Hanzo can't fire from too far away because you
Yeah,
just miss all his
yeah,
shots.
exactly. Yeah, so this is what's been. Yeah, there's no fall off, but it just always feels with the most players there's more consistency when there's 15 to 20 meters. Yeah, let me just go on the practice range. We'll check. Okay, normal. Entering practice range. So it just really those projectiles too just takes time to travel. Yeah, like this is good. Okay, let me just go towards this bot here. Yeah, there's a good range meter. So 30 meters, this is a little bit too far. This always
Too
feels a
far,
bit too
yeah.
far. When I played, I think this is really uncomfortable. Unless there's a good reason why. Yeah. But here, this is exactly looks like good amount of where you
I
could be.
see.
Sometimes I can be here. And you see that quartz is exactly doing that. This is feels like 20 meters. Yeah, they even get closer later on. You see that it's gonna be around here. There's a good reason why they're that close, because again, getting kill, but
Mm,
eventually, like, slight more distance. You see here is exact almost 20 to 15 meters, I would say. Just
right,
most of the time, if you're
correct.
trying to force out something, I would say start there, and then there's gonna be a
Right,
good reason why you're getting close. If there's a,
right,
let's just put it this way: if we can get a kill, then you can get closer. Yeah. There's always gonna
right.
be a good reason.
I see.
Yeah, yeah.
Right, sure.
Do you
Okay.
have any
No
more
worries.
questions about the range, or is it
No,
clear?
I think this answered correctly. Yeah.
Yeah, I
I just
think.
want to check with you if that was a real thing, and I think it is. It's not like something that you can't play like Widow basically, right? You can't just like
Yeah. Yeah,
shoot at like
it's a real
50
thing for
meters.
sure. Yeah, yeah. It's also the part of the reason why is because you gotta abuse your mobility. It's like playing Tracer. You can poke
I
from
think it's
really, really
Havana.
far and be not effective. Well, the Tracer, the problem is it's also the spread, right? I cannot
Yeah,
just be too far and hit the people. But if I'm not using my blinks, if I not forcing the enemies to commit something after me, then it's gonna be
yeah,
pretty tough. So
yeah.
that is something what we
So
gotta think about.
Havana is a very interesting one. So we smurfed the first point, I think. The second point is quite tough, and the third point is impossible. So that's I mean, if we were to look at it, we can look from
Mhm.
you can skim through the first point. Yeah, we make a few mistakes here and there, but we kind of
Okay.
it's pretty simple, I would say,
Yeah,
because after a while
let's.
they can't.
Okay.
So I see the ash on the right side. I think I made a mistake. Actually, what I wanted to do was try and contest her like this, but I was thinking the better approach would have been to take the window on the left side instead. And you'll see me do that in the next couple
Like
seconds.
go
No,
here.
no, 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 not this one. Next to the truck. Yes, that window on the right side of the Rhine
Hmm.
above him.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you
Yeah.
dash up like
Somewhere
this.
here
Yeah,
possibly.
that's what I was
Yeah.
thinking about. And
Okay.
that's what I do later, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if I actually do
Yeah.
it.
Let's play. Okay. Let's just go back to POE. All right.
Okay, you
Okay.
see me try, but
Yeah. I
yeah,
think
there we
I think
go.
that's fine. Eventually we'll get there. Yeah. I actually got them too.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now need to rotate. So
Yeah, this is the time for you exactly. Yeah, because the range feels not as comfortable, right? We just need to get closer. I think
yeah,
it's kind of probably go. Yeah, this
yeah,
is
there we
good
go.
angle here. So far,
You see how like I'm maintaining the high ground now? Like
Yeah.
I can keep shooting. This is something I'm that's why I said I was quite happy with the progress on high grounds because before this I would fall off the edge or I would not be using this. Or I would fall down with my team. Yeah, or regenerate in main. I'm not regenerating in main. I'm
Yeah.
maintaining the position. Yeah, so that's good.
Yeah, exactly. They really showed in the offline what it is as well. There's been a lot of high ground control. And also those peaks, the jump peaks we talked about, this is nice. You peak
Yeah.
slightly, you float in the air, you go for the damage, well, miss the shot maybe. Oh, well, there's been damage though. Yeah, there's still the damage. So, it's really good, I think. Nice. Kill in the Lucio too. Yeah. You can pick for Sharper if you want. This is fine. Probably can go back on the high gun again, but it's alright. You guys should be able to win this, I think.
Yeah. Okay, so
Yep.
my thought process in this moment, I want to take the window or above the point, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. I think why not? This could be okay.
Right here. Yeah, correct. Because I want to control this area.
It's alright. Okay.
Yeah, but we get stuck at this doorway for a while, and I just wanted to kind of like work through with you, like maybe what I could have done. I think sometimes one situation that I run into when I try to take high ground specifically is if there's a short range hero already there, like a Moira or a Reaper, already there to mark you in that position, and then there's no good high ground, that sometimes becomes a bit risky unless you want to flank around or something, if that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah. I think at this part, this is where we can talk about exactly that problem you mentioned, just how to
Sure,
deal versus the threats. Yeah, what you can do if there's somebody
sure.
contesting you. Yeah, depending on the
Yeah, correct.
situation, like here, possibly. Yeah, there's.
Yeah, because we saw the positive of that, right? So the positive is if no one threatens you, like in those previous examples, Freya is one of the best heroes in the game. If no one's, if they can't contest you, you basically have a free game. Like if here, where they're just going to run at you, I think it get quite tough.
Yeah, this is true. What do you think I should have done, right, this fight? Well, the high ground take, yeah, but taking the high ground here seems alright. Put down some of the pressure, kind of
I
took the sharp
think
angle. What do you
I
think is the
think
best?
already the mistake was made there in that I didn't really use much cover. I know I wanted to expose as much of the
Hmm.
uh Bastion as possible, but I can see two mistakes I made here. One, and I want to ask you which one is the more egregious one. I think one is to swing very wide, so if the Bastion turn onto me, I don't have much of a way to escape from his pressure.
Mm-hmm.
Or perhaps even here I could like dash left, but basically I need to cut the trade quite quickly.
Yes, exactly. You know, I'm thinking, and it can go along with the goal of just how do you play versus the that. Let's simplify it to two types of damage. There's can be long range and long range burst pressure. Yeah, let's just say Widow, maybe Surgeon Shot. This I would also say a lot of burst damage pressure, even though there's a slightly more continuous damage. But I would say this is just such
Yeah,
a
I know what you mean.
brief period of time, so it kind of similar to those
Right,
guys. Yeah, let's just call it a
I know
long
what you mean.
range pressure. This is gonna be one. I'll
Sure.
write it down. Long range pressure. And another pressure is if you're playing versus the divers, just anybody who can get close. Yeah, when somebody
Right.
is trying to get close. So the thing about the long range pressure of what you need to be doing is, well, obviously partially it can be about the cover. I would agree. Swinging wide is a little bit tough. Yeah, you're trying to just make sure that you maybe slightly closer to the cover. That would help. But I also want to say that whenever big burst damage knows where you are, for example, here they're trying to shoot you and you remain this angle. If you stuck at the same angle for too long, then there's a high chance you receive too much pressure. It's been kind of the same thing as we talked in the review. Let me take a look. I think
Right.
it was fine. So this high ground, yeah. For here, gonna pull the Discord. Yeah, here. What has been is you at this position. You've been picking this way where kind of moving and above. You're just trying to jump. You moved above and then
Right.
go down, and then you go above and then go down again. But the thing is,
Right.
because Dinyara and you, yeah, Zenyatta knew that you've been doing it, and the Cassidy as well. They point across it exactly that location and makes it easy
Yeah,
for them
exactly.
to kill you. So your
Right.
idea, is whenever those guys know where you are, you simply can change the angle slightly. Just slightly change it. The only question is how. How can you change it, and what do you need to look at so you make it happen? What do you think? What's your opinion?
I
What
think
should
in
we
this
do?
case the idea would be shoot him, dash left because that will cut the angle.
Mhm.
Shoot him, move back, and then I'm not peeking from the right side anymore. Maybe I peek from the other window instead. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah,
So this is the
exactly.
first thing. So I am not picking out here anymore because they always expect me to go left, right, left, right. I need to vary up. So I don't think I can. The doorway I can't use that one. I'll probably go over the. So this is the first peak, right? I
Yes.
think. I don't think it's always a mistake to swing right. I think sometimes swinging wide gives you more exposure of the enemy if you're not with a sharp angle.
Yeah, this could be also
Uh,
okay.
yeah, but I think probably I'll need to cut the trade here. I think the problem was staying too long. And I think the second thing was to peek out right again. That was my mistake, actually, which I should have peeked out of another angle. Like,
Yeah,
um,
exactly, exactly. We just kind of stayed the same. Well, we go down a little bit, but the thing is, when you go down, it's a little bit too slow, and it becomes easier for any sort of hit scan or continuous damage to track you. So you want to try to
right,
constantly change the angles. I will show you on quartz. I think they're really good at this stuff too. Once they've been contesting this high gun, this has been one of the best examples from what I've seen. So in here, there's a lot of burst damage capabilities. They have to be really slow, just making sure that they're able to contest it. There's
mm,
burst damage coming in from the Genji. There also might be nades. This can do a lot of damage too. So we see them. First of all, we're choosing the angle, start over here. Yeah, we can go for the pressure, but the burst damage can go towards us. And as soon as they
right.
know that, they potentially use the dash to just reposition slightly. And then there's been,
So,
and you see them, they actually start
mm,
here. Then maybe, if there would be opportunity, they could technically look for the shot here, but unfortunately, they
mm,
cannot see anybody. So it's one shot. Follow up with the most one afterwards, probably. A shot here, they kind of not committing the shots afterwards because it's just the enemies know that they hear. But at this time, you see that they repeating one more
mm,
time as well, and the
right,
burst damage again is coming in, so they have to reposition. There's a lot of you looking at the animations and exactly are they actually looking at you, because if he realizes
right.
though, oh, these guys are looking at me, I have to again reposition. Like this Orisa, I think they started to use the spear there, or maybe not. Yeah, but anyway, they're looking and there's a potential for them to let's actually just hear, are they using the
جمال
spear
خلاص
there?
اسف والله تقول انك جنجي صدق.
Oh yeah, it's been the spear. It's been the spear animation. If you heard it,
Right.
the spear animation. This
Yeah.
is like this. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know. I cannot make it. But this is a
But
sound of
but
the
yeah, that's
spear.
huge, right? Because you're trading your shift for his spear. So I
Yeah.
mean, basically, he doesn't have that for your tank. No.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. Any big burst, I think it's probably worth it to not even like this guy's not being greedy, right? He's not following up with the shots even. If the big burst coming, I think you rather prioritize the big burst to the right click and then reposition, right click and reposition. So in your case,
Mm.
if we looking at this here, we expect a lot of damage. I think it might just burst here. So let's just play. Burst here, instantly reposition, burst again. If you realize that for some reason this guy is confused, they're not looking at you, maybe fall off at the next shots. But
Mm.
probably you will just keep burst, 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 and you will not follow up if the big burst is keep going after you.
Right.
Probably.
I see.
If these guys are not aware, like let's say the court, I'm 100% sure if he knows that this guy is not
جمال خلاص اسف
aware
والله.
anymore, let's maybe the sound, they're not looking at him for whatever reason here. He would probably follow up with the next shots after, just mouse one constantly. It would be okay. But yeah, this guy knows. This guy knows Big Burst coming. So I'm not gonna be greedy. I'm just gonna be
Right.
doing this stuff, and you
I
have
see.
to
Interesting.
look at the animations, it feels like, to
I
make this
see.
happen.
So just build this awareness of who's looking at me, who's not. If he's not looking at me, I can do just use shift for more damage. If he is, I need to start thinking about whether I need to duck into cover or
Yeah,
something.
yeah. So it's
Okay.
gonna be the exercise. Then it's gonna be scout animations, plus their attention of the enemy. Are they looking at me? If they do,
Interesting.
then you can make that decision, because with Widow sometimes
Okay.
it might be tough. Well, I guess it's actually the same. You still see the animation of them sculpting. Yeah, you see they're looking at you, so you make the decision to reposition. Or
Sure.
Bastion, you exactly see them in a turret mode. They're looking at you, reposition. Yeah, I think it's both
Right.
usually. Animations
Okay.
plus attention of the enemy. Are they looking at me?
Okay. Sure.
Yeah,
Got it.
does make
All
sense.
right. Yeah, I think that's an interesting one to work on. Yeah, I could definitely try that. I think it's a tough one, but I think it's worth that one in the long term is a very useful skill.
Yeah, because we're just talking about, this is really important versus any long range pressure, right? I think it's
Yeah,
one of the first things you can always start with. It
yeah.
might be tough at first, but yeah, it's gonna be all right if you learn to.
Because it's huge, right? If the widow not looking at you, you land two bolts on her, she will unless she hits the flick of a sentry, she will die.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly. I think especially it's the higher you go, the faster people will try to maybe move, and they will catch you. Yeah, their attention. They exactly
Right,
know where you are. But at here, be careful to try to reposition too fast. I would say some people sometimes they're too cautious. I see the Tracer players or
right,
maybe Frejas. They just use the dashes for no reason. That's why I want you to actively
right.
track animation. If the animation is used and they're exactly looking at you, then sure, go. If they do not
Sure.
aware, like I see those unranked to GM streams where Tracer gets in the back line or Freya
Oh
gets in the
yes,
back
yes,
line
yes.
and the Ana stands still, scoped in. They're
Yeah,
not even they're not
exactly.
even using the sleep dart. So Tracer would just stand
In fact,
still. Yeah.
one thing I noticed a lot of the unranked GMs or whatever is that actually the good players actually take a lot of risk, as in calculate the risk. They swing quite wide, right? Like
Yeah.
they don't like jiggle pick the guy. They like freaking swing him. I
Yeah.
think that's something that and no, to be fair, so does Quads, right? He doesn't like I see him pick people even in his rank games. He doesn't like you know I mean, sometimes he jiggle picks, but a lot of the time he is swinging wide to get as much like exposure of the enemy as possible. So that's something I'll be trying to balance, and I think maybe the attention thing is a good way to try and balance
Yeah.
aggression with when to cut the trade.
Exactly, exactly. I would say that this is what I would do as well, because it always feels like if I would do it's just for whatever reason I've been on the other account. Maybe I do another character. I just see that I can take more risks. It's not because that I'm not respecting the enemy just by default. It's like I see they're not doing something, but their attention, with their cooldowns, I see that exactly active,
Right,
so I can expose it.
right.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah, yeah. I
I
know what you mean.
always remember this clip of back in the days. Dafran's been smurfing in
Oh yeah.
plat, and they just crawl around with the Genji. They only crawl and always spam right click, or on Torb they would just use hammer only, and they get like masters or whatever.
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
this is exactly it's not because they're disrespecting. It's like they're abusing the fact that those guys are not aware of something. Their
Mm.
attention is elsewhere. Maybe
And
their game sense not as good. So
and conversely, they know exactly when they're going to take damage, right? So
yeah,
that's the thing.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, exactly, exactly. Yeah, there are a lot of things like that. Okay.
Like I think I was watching this British like tracer player guy Time I think, and he was like saying that uh the way he uses blinks is literally to dodge damage, so he
Oh yeah.
can predict when he will take damage. If not, he's not using that blink. He's gonna shoot you until he forces you to use the he kind of predicts that the damage is coming. So I think that's a useful skill in general because it will apply on so many characters like Genji, when to use the deflect, like Tracer, when to use the blink.
I
Yeah,
actually have a good video. It's just in case it's on Tracer Player, but I think it's good to watch just based on what we talked about here, animation, stuff like that. I don't have
right,
something for Freya, but let me see. I think it's been a while, but this is exactly what we talked about, because you are able to be tracking all those important animations, all those important cooldowns that makes it easy for you to do this
right.
stuff. There's also been good Genji session before, but it's full WOD, I believe. So yeah, I think it's better to
Sure.
watch. There's a small
Okay.
video. I will just give you the timestamp.
Sure.
It's gonna be like additional homework for later.
Okay. Sure.
It
Sounds
can be
good.
good. Let me see. Blinking. Yeah. So this is this video here, Blink Management Guide. And because you have those blinks in a way on Freya, I think can be pretty useful. I think this section here, blinking on the side, yeah, react to animations probably. It's just we can watch this one after that. There's been Tracer player. We exactly talked about that. This Genji is looking at them. They can do the right click, so we potentially can use our blink. It's not just because we use the blink. Yeah, we not just
Right.
use it all the time. So it's really
Yeah,
important.
exactly. Don't just blink for no reason, right? You have to really be intentional with it. And I think
Yeah.
that's the difference between like the really good and the average and the really good tracers. Like the average ones are playing on instinct. I mean, they're all playing on instinct, but the average ones are like kind of just doing whatever. And I think the really good ones are actually using it to like bait out damage or something, bait out the helix or something like that.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I will link the video just in case it's gonna be over here
Mm,
somewhere and just put it. Tracer animations react. This could be good. Yeah, yeah.
sure.
All right. But so far, all this makes sense. Yeah, attention,
Right.
reacting to animations, or any
Yeah.
questions?
Yeah. I see.
Okay. Because after that, maybe you probably have more HP, you're able to live longer, the more
Yeah, and to be honest, I shouldn't have picked that because I know the attention was on that position, right? I need a switch angle.
yeah, yeah. That would be really good.
But step by step, I think I need to figure out if they have attention on me, and then after I figure out how to track that, I can start to switch positions.
It's always fine to maybe think ahead just what are those cooldowns I need to be aware of, this big burst damage, so you will be repositioning. Like, see here, you're against the Ashe. What you can look at to make a decision to reposition, and should you reposition here at all with your dash? Yeah, you get the dash right now, basically. So what do you see? What do you gotta keep an eye on? Is it the difference in their
A
posture?
scope.
Yeah, the
A
scope,
scope.
yeah? You see the difference there,
Actually gonna
posture
shoot my ass, yeah.
instantly. Yeah, this is what you gotta keep an eye on. This is not threatening. When they use the shift, you can keep shooting, keep staying. Now, they shoot, there's been brief period of time. 2 shots been hip fire, I believe. Yeah, right after here. Hip fire, yeah, and then they go for the scope shot. This is when it's risky. Just make sure you move.
Okay.
And how do you think you should be moving here with the shift?
Right. Wait, I think I'm dashing right. Because if I dash left, I will expose more of her. I'll be more exposed to her.
Yeah, yeah. I think it might be that the both can work, but you just need to keep in mind that what cover are you using. If you go right, that
Yeah.
means you're probably using this window, if I'm correct, yeah?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you go left,
I think if I go left, I need to drop behind the cart.
yeah,
Because if I stay on this, I'm screwed. I mean,
yeah,
at this range, yeah. So
exactly.
Ash is just really good at this whole like
Ex-
long sideline.
exactly. You see, the thing can be as well as that we should be aware of the threats here. We should be being careful playing around the cover, but what other times when you can peek wide, like we talked about the courts here, peeking wide and make sure that you take more risk, and just in this case you would be more exposed. Like let's say you literally staying up on the high ground, you go towards here. It's really exposed, sure, but this is possible to do sometimes.
Mm,
So what do you think?
sure. I think in this case, no, because I can't swing right now because the Ash is like actively like looking for me. If I had done it at the start, I think that's when the white peak makes sense. If that makes sense. Like if
Hmm.
she's not looking at me.
Hmm.
I don't know. What do you think? Because
Hmm.
one of the biggest issues I've noticed is if I go rotate the positions and I'm getting marked, like say by this Ash, he's gonna like a good player will look for me and try to hit me, right? So
Oh yeah.
I need to either sneak up on her, or that's when I can start swing wide, or I basically have to use my movement to try and dodge the stuff and find another angle to get the drop on her. I feel.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Um. At what time? Let's maybe figure out at what things could trigger you to actually try to stay and damage the Ash, keep damaging the Ash. Like what should happen to the Ash so you could be more confident in dueling her? What do you think?
Oh, uh, let's say she's not looking at me, so like she's aiming at my tank, like
Okay,
she's
this is the
looking
one. Attention.
downwards.
Yeah. Attention. What about the
Uh,
resources of the Ash?
Dynamite down, shift down.
Yeah.
That's one. So basically she has like a cooldowns. I think low life is the other one. So like she's gonna die in one bulk. That's a good time to take a risk.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Other than that, I can't think of the rest.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I think it's pretty much when you know, for whatever reason, like all the criteria you mentioned, they're not looking at you. They wasted resources. Whatever makes them more killable, there's a chance that you can commit after them more. Yeah, watch the
Right.
quotes over here. Yeah, if we're talking about this, the risks. Yeah, why they actually take this risk and go on the right side, right? And they're really close. This is not the usual range where we've been at,
Yeah,
right?
I
What
know what you mean. It's
what
very aggressive.
yeah, what we can see, which allows us to do that. What do you see? Yeah, let's go for it.
Takao is one, right?
Yeah, he's one
The
HP. Yeah.
and he's
Also,
got a teammate advantage as well.
yeah, teammates. Well, see, I think it's 1-for-1 maybe, or no, actually
Oh,
maybe
right.
I'm Wrong. Let me see.
I mean, he stuck the what's his
Yeah,
name? Orisa just now, right? That like after this fight, I think he sticks Orisa
yeah.
one time, and he's like, okay, I
Yeah,
think I have
it's
the resources to.
one
Yeah,
for
he hits
one.
one.
Mm,
So if Orisa's not low, somebody else is low. He sticks the second one, and
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. He's exactly committing after how because of the damage. He's low HP. They're not looking at him. I think it's gonna be relatively fine. Maybe this is how you can make it easy. If you know the target's killable, you can actually go for those kind of more risky angles. Yeah, it's fine.
right.
But
I see.
after the risk is done, recognize, oh, okay, I got everybody, but now everybody's full. That's one. Almost, I guess. Well, Arisa has most of her HP, and then
Yeah,
they're also
but
looking
she's
at
not
him.
one-shotting them. Basically, she's not gonna
Yeah.
pick Orisa.
Yeah. But see, they still create the distance, right? They play more safe. But afterwards, let's get close. Even though they paying attention to me, I think the HP allows you to do that. So let's
Right.
maybe keep it this way. If target is killable, it's based on HP, resources, attention, maybe. Yeah. Let's just say okay, based on HP might be enough, to be honest. So that makes it easy.
Right.
You can obviously track the cooldowns too. I think this is always worth it. But whenever the target is low, then this could be pretty good trigger already. Yeah, well, let's say based on resources, I think, especially HP. HP is just the most important ones, and then you can decide to commit because the thing here is you could commit wide if you would hit the shot here. You follow up maybe after that with the next dash, and you recognize, oh, I hit another dash here, and they get pretty low, and then this potentially could kill them, yeah, because they would be less than half HP. You just destroy them instantly.
Right.
This
I
could be
see.
a possibility too. So we're not always playing too safe, but at the
Right.
same time, you're playing around the thing. Let me see what we talked about. Changing the angles. You making sure that you peak slightly different, and you're just deciding, do you go more forward, do you go more back? Yeah. Well, it's definitely good to discuss in the long term to the tempo in general. I
Sure.
think this is what we've been going over sometimes with you before. I
Sure.
think this makes the things easier to. Yeah, this seems a little bit tough. Yeah,
Yeah, I was not sure how to break this. I'm thinking, I'm scared of taking the high ground. Actually, I think on hindsight, I should have taken the high ground, to be honest.
yeah,
I'm not I think one of the big mistakes of fighting Bob, I feel like Bob is a big trap to try and destroy because he's got so
yeah.
much health and he's like fighting a super tank and because he also usually creates an off angle of his team, so I probably should have just bailed here, I think. But you'll see later that I have a lot of hard time trying to push into this point. Maybe we'll just look at that and I'll let you decide what you think might be a good because I'm trying to figure it out.
Yeah. I would say high guns definitely seems okay-ish. Yeah, just we don't
Yeah,
want to
they get
be
baited by Bob.
don't want to be over challenging this. By the way, because one part is dealing with the long range guys. We talked about the Ash, we talked about the Bastion. What about the short range guys? You see, we've been contesting
So
about the Moira twice, I think.
yeah.
Yeah.
So you'll see this mixture of both because they later switched to like Reaper and Ash, and then basically you have the worst of both worlds, especially on that long range point. So you can't go up to the short range positions because Reaper will kill you, but you also can't be out in the open for too long because Ash will kill you. So you'll see in the third point. But I do want to think about how to do that. I think with Moira, what I need to do is I need to track her first,
Mhm.
then get set up if she didn't contest me, get set up and then track how she's moving. Basically, stay under the position until she uses an ability to get me, if that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I would say it's really important. If you're able to track the enemy where they are exactly on the map, I think this can give you the biggest advantage. Just for whatever reason, let's say we're not gonna be contested by those guys. Let's say you get in an enclosed room. I think it's gonna be higher priority for you to keep an eye on the short range guys because they might be going after you in here. Most
Right,
likely
I
the
see.
Ash will not go, the Bastion will not go. So making sure that we know where the Lucio is, maybe where the Moira is, even the Ramatra,
Right, right.
scouting, and I would add one more thing. It's just your uptime. It's really you need to poke them as much as possible before they get to
Yes,
you.
that's true.
Just poke
Yeah,
them 24/7 if you're able to, and
right, yeah.
then you will be alright. Because in here, we shouldn't be dealing with Bob. Like I said, go here, poke the Moira. Where's the Moira? Oh yeah, she was right there. Yeah, so it's probably shoot the Moira now and get her fade
Right,
out. She will if she will get towards you, you can kill her. If not, if she's out, we're good. We can challenge the long range guys. Keep challenging the
yeah.
Bastion, keep challenging the Ash over here.
So would you say prioritize divers over, I mean, if you can see both, over I think so, like
I would
to
say so.
prioritize short range.
Yeah.
Because you can't move on to the long due to how Freya works, you can't really move on to the long range guys before you clear out the your diving threats, right?
Yeah, yeah, I would say so because this is ultimately any brawl comms or diving condition is to get close. And
Yep.
if we able to just play our war, our poke war, then yeah, I think it's the preference. The Freya is a little bit weird because if you have, let's say you have Freya on your team and Widow, but they have Widow and Ash, they win the poke war eventually.
Yep.
So in theory, you need to get closer. But
Right.
it's just you need usually I still would say you have a lot of poke capabilities, so probably dealing with this short range guys is more important first. Get rid of them because they
Yeah.
might just be trapping you. You're not able to take advantage of your poke as much afterwards,
Right.
and yeah, I think it's gonna be
Yeah.
alright later on. Yeah,
And
maybe. Mhm.
I guess the what gives you the advantage over the Ash is you can take a lot of weird angles the Ash can't, right? So to try
Just
and
to
maximize those.
Yeah, this is to you take weird angles and then you play closer distance, so you're able to take advantage of your projectiles and the dash too. So you're able
Right.
to constantly,
Yeah.
yeah, you're not taking like too long range fights like
It,
Ash or Widow.
it was quite tilting at first because sometimes your dashes can throw off your aim. Like
Hmm.
you do the double dash combo. But actually I was thinking about it. You can't and you shouldn't separate what's the name, Freya from her dashes because that is the whole point of the character. The dash is
Yes.
what makes her strong. Yeah.
Exactly.
So
Mhm.
yeah, so it's intentional and it's good design. So I just so how to maximize that is actually quite is where a skill cat comes in, and I think that's where it's going to be really tough to but rewarding to try and master it.
Exactly. It's kind of similar to Tracer as well. You see that
Mm,
early just whoever picks up Tracer first, they feel the challenge. When they blink, they cannot aim afterwards because they're not sure how to reposition the camera. But
right.
once
Yeah.
you able to do that effectively, maybe do the simple 180 turn. Yeah, I go behind the enemy, I do 180 turn. Obviously, the high rank players they would even do a diagonal blinks to solve the enemy team. But
Right.
because they
Right.
know where they end up, you controlling where you end up. In theory, you will have an advantage, even though you're throwing off your
Right.
aim slightly, because you can control where you can be. I know if, for example, I'm in the air here. If I press left, then I go left side, and I can instantly predict that my crosshair will move right. But the enemies, they
Right.
don't know. They can expect you go left, go
Right.
right. So you throw off their aim more than you throw yours, in theory.
I
So it's
see.
gonna be
Got it.
fine.
Got
Usually,
it.
similar to Tracer.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Let's go.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's
So yeah,
see.
this is where I started trouble. You see them. Yeah. I can't go there. Right. So right now,
Yeah, I need to
I'm
poke.
just trying to spam her out. if I spam her out, and obviously going to the room is quite tough. So I take this position instead. I'm not sure if this is the right move. Should I burn
Hmm.
right, maybe?
You think go wider
This,
up on the stairs or like
yeah,
go
so like
here?
around here, yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Could
It
be
seems a bit
possible.
risky, and the problem with this range is that he's not really playing to Freja's optimal range. It's a bit far from them. Maybe go left?
You have your
Yeah,
ultimate too. What do you think about how you want to use it? What do you wanna do with that too?
I want to burn like a movement cooldown, say for example fade and then use it, I think. That's what I'm thinking. And I think because of the Ramatra, it's very hard to shoot it just plain blind. I will need to my Rhine to go in first before I do much. I'm not too sure, to be very honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
Because ideally what I would want is to have the high ground above the Rhine. The go through the window, have the high ground, then I have the off angle required to shoot the ultimate. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. Remember how we said that if target is skillable, then we can go for more aggressive play. Yeah, we can peek
Right.
wider. Yeah, let's put it this way: peek wider. Now,
Yeah.
does ultimate allow you to peek wider? Generally speaking, go for more risk maybe with those angles.
Yes, because you have a huge burst damage, and anyone who doesn't have escape will die if they get caught unaware with the ultimate on them.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So this is what I think. You can go wider if you have ult or a target is skillable. Yeah,
Right.
based on their own resources, you can do that as well.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe I should have swung either left or right. Just took the high ground, hit somebody out. Maybe one final one shot or double shot, and then like cut the trade. Right. That's one way. So and then we get pre-pick, and then we can snowball
Yeah.
off that.
Yeah, I would say so. I would say
Okay.
this would be pretty good. By the way, I've watched the courts. I think they're really good at this stuff. Just they have the ultimate here. Well, I think the first ultimate is not as convenient, maybe, but yeah. Let me see. I think they just a little bit. Actually, never mind. I think you can see that here. They're taking more risks right away. They even
Right.
separate from the
It's
rest
a
of the
very
team
deep angle.
enclosed space. Yeah, because they know that there's opportunity for them to do that potentially. Unfortunately, the Sombra gets them there too, though. But if they get a pick on the Sombra, which they could be getting, if they could be getting the pick, I think this is fine. But this is opportunities for you to do that. The decision is right here. Let's put it this way. But
Right.
execution is a little bit off. But this is what you're typically trying to do. Let's see
Right. I
them
see.
maybe another ultimate as well. We have opportunity. Yeah, so it's gonna be 95% really soon. Yeah, what we can go for? Are they committing inside the room? Oh yeah, you see them being really aggressive actually. Yeah. So it's pretty much just also with the range too. Sometimes you can get closer, but this is what they done here. The another example, 95%. Okay, go on the flank completely. Just
Wow.
separate.
Okay.
Yeah, really, really far. They can build the ultimate from here, I think. And yeah, there's a high opportunity. They didn't find a chance to do so, but why? Again, they can't take the angle because partially have that ultimate. Let's see what they do later. Maybe they play a safer approach, probably take the spinner, but there's still opportunity for them to take wider angles if they can. Okay, what about now? Oh, well, it's just normal one. I mean, you can take it. If there's a kill opportunity, sure, go for it. They know they can
Hmm.
get the surgeon. But you see, 2 times at least, they've been taking pretty wide angles if the situation allows you to. Here, well, I think it's more open, so there's maybe no too wide angles to take. But let's see. Maybe this could be something. I think if there's a clear present opportunity for you to do something already on the main, go for it. But usually there's no present opportunity in a situation like yours. When you start in the choke here, you most likely will meet Ramatra. You will meet the Moira. So it's gonna be really difficult for you to get any value, right? That's why this is part of the reason why you go in the wide angle. So we present with more opportunities too. And there are opportunities for you to hit the Bastion, hit the Ash, possibly. And those are easier
Mhm.
targets, I would say. Yeah, probably if you hit the Moira, she escapes. Lucio hard.
Yeah.
Matra, really
He'll just
tanky.
either shield it or block
Yeah,
or tank it. Yeah.
yeah, exactly,
But if I
exactly.
if I hit if I hit Ash and one arrow, she's dead. Right. Like there's not even.
Yeah,
And she can't fight back usually because I can just dash out or E out.
yeah, exactly. So let's just put it this way. So yeah, like I said, if target's killable or you have ult, especially if you have ult, because we watched that in the previous time. Sometimes when you have ult, we play a little bit too safe approach. I would say you can go
Right,
for
I
wider.
see.
Let's try to go wider angles. We'll be fine. Yeah, does it make sense or?
Makes sense, I think.
Yeah. It's exactly just regarding your question to how to balance between being exposed and peeking wider. Yeah,
Yeah.
when we can do that, we can manage all of the attention of the enemy. See,
So
well,
basically, if there's killability, you can pick wider. If not, just
see here. I think this is good direction. It could go even wider now, probably, right? I see it now. It's just gonna be really tough. Yeah, live grip. This guy. Well, maybe we can something, but it's just there's so many opportunities present. Imagine if they push you, like one person pushing you. I think you can kill them right away. The more fades in, okay, whatever. I can just kill them with my ultimate. It's gonna be alright.
right. I see.
There's also part of how we use the ultimate here. Oh, we're using it on the Ramatra. Yeah, a little bit tough, I think. It's just usually hard to target. You still get them pretty low. Maybe you guys can burst them. Yeah. And it's still usually harder though. Okay, get on the angles, verticality. This is good. Okay, fine. This can be okay position. I think the range is comfortable. This always feels like if you're here, then you're a little bit too far, maybe. Unless they're coming out through this door, so
Right.
this is
I
gonna be
see.
alright. I think on Ash, Widow, a really good angle. You have the longer sideline on
But
this character. This
I think what I'm
feels,
playing is okay, right?
yeah, this feels good. This feels good. Yeah.
Okay. This was one of the things that I was
Hmm.
trying to avoid.
No, it's fine. I think the direction, try to avoid the bastions, fine. Just be careful with the ceilings. Yeah, here... Okay, this is just how we play versus the Moira then. Let's see. Well, so first off, the bastion does stuff towards us. It's starting here. Okay, so we need to change the angle, which we kind of do, but then... Is there anything to tweak, you think? So the big burst knows where you are at this point. Okay. What do you think we could be doing possibly to make sure there's less damage on us? Maybe. What do you think?
Well, I didn't notice the basher. He off angled me in a way. What should I have? I guess how do I know? Like, is there a better way to track him? Because I did really much want to damage the Ramatra because he was exposed. Do I? When's like a good time to do like an angle check? Because that would have prevented a lot of damage from the bastion. If that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Ideally.
Either A,
Mhm.
I compress the angle. That means I go further left, so
Yeah.
the bastion can't just shoot me without dropping. That's one way. Yeah, like this.
This could
But
be
this might
okay.
be a bit far. Another way is to shoot and then try and like look left again, but I don't like that solution because it takes my pressure off of the Ramatra, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Maybe compressing the angles, yeah, is a solution. Or playing closer to the wall, like maybe not like out in the open like this, but like that. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I think compressing the angle is the better solution.
Yeah. Because there's a good wall. I think there's been no wall before, if I'm not mistaken. Now they added it. It's just to exactly be protected from this pressure
Right.
here, this here. I think this.
I I think swinging left more is the answer though,
Yeah.
because it
Left
opens
is
up the
good
angle way
too.
better.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
want to say
like this is
I
my
like this more too because you're still in the range of your team. I don't think you
right. That's right.
under too
Yeah,
much
true.
of a threat here. It's not like you crazy
Mm.
flanking. It's
Okay,
still gonna be
sure.
90 angles in a way. Yeah, I think
See,
there's a
now that I look at it,
Mm.
maybe I play around the staircase. I don't think the basher can shoot me if I drop.
uh well they if you would like here no they still can but I believe
Oh,
here
okay,
this
I
is
see.
okay. This is gonna be fine
I
if you
see.
played this staircase like right there.
Right. Okay.
Generally speaking, yeah. About tracking them, well, ideally, you always need to have this sort of mind map and just try to know where everybody is. It's usually starting at least with 1, 2 characters. You just exactly try to predict where they're gonna be.
Right.
Usually, the most threatened areas, you can also look afterwards where the enemies might come from. This can be
Right.
here, this can be there, this can be here. I think watch, especially here, if you're contesting this way for any short range pressure. Short range guys. If those short range guys are dead, then watch for long range here and here most of the time. And yeah, you're not worried about the short range. You pretty much outpoke
Right.
them if they're over
Right.
there. They're not
Okay.
they're not able to do much versus you.
Right.
So
I see.
you will be
Okay,
alright.
let's watch the third point because that's the one I'm more worried about. I would
Yeah,
say this one
sure.
is okay. I mean, this is pretty much one because we're just snowballing the point very well, I think. Yeah, this is where I run into some serious trouble.
Oh,
I know
Reaper.
this point's always hard to take, but but I want to see if there was a better way. I can't just stand at the. So let's rule out a few positions here. I don't think I can go up there because the Reaper is controlling the position.
Yeah.
I don't feel very comfortable playing around the high ground behind me because it's really far from them. So I'm trying to figure out
Yeah, I
like
think
what
the
to
way you
counter.
do it here is alright. You picked comfortably. Maybe exactly if you make it so the choke here, you need to watch the time when you can take an angle like this. Yes, it's
Yeah,
only how you do that here. So, like I said, versus the short range guys, you need to poke them first, and usually you need to force out the sustain before taking the angle where they are. So see, like here,
I see.
then the possible play is what? If you know, okay, the Reaper is over here. You see
To
the
be
Reaper
honest, I
now.
did not know Reaper was here.
Mm-hmm.
I did not know Reaper was here.
Hmm. Mm. Well, if we see them though, well, obviously the part of the reason tracking, yeah, tracking can be something we can predict, and also the sounds, yeah, the sounds if they making there's a steel
Right.
boots, yeah, whenever they wait,
Yeah.
actually they
Oh, yeah.
TP'd in too, yeah, there's something we can hear maybe partially, yeah. So this plus steel boots, maybe we can just try to track that, but even though not, as soon as you hear this guy, what do you think is your next play should be?
I should dash right or drop.
Yeah,
Hit him
yeah,
once, drop. Just accept that you can't take this position.
yeah.
Definitely don't run to his face like this. But I actually think maybe if I had like cut left, like right, sorry, or
Yeah,
dash right and land back to main, or just instantly drop, I would have survived because
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. And just keep slight distance for South to sustain, I would say. Pretty
Oh,
much just
interesting. So you are actually that's a good solution. You're right. Go left rather, shoot him and just keep distance.
yeah. It can be honestly. I think any of those left, right, it could be okay. Whatever you prefer. Mm, yeah, there
Another
might
way
be
is to go
small
up,
things
but you
like
hug the tower.
yeah. No, yeah,
So
definitely.
you that's one way.
Mm-hmm. So it's
But I
gonna
need to burn his shift at the very least, right? Basically.
most of the time, yeah, I would say you cannot commit unless they use their shift. If they have their shift, you can't go close. You need to force out the sustain. Yeah, so it's gonna be
Right.
poke them. Yeah, like I said, you poking anybody short range members until they force to use sustain. Okay, I'm gonna write it
Right.
down. Poke them 24/7 until you force
Like Genji,
their
no
sustain.
deflect, Reaper, no shift. Actually, I realized a lot of these characters, Venture included, if they use their escape ability, like Genji E, Reaper, shift, Venture had that diggy thing, right? They're very vulnerable.
Yeah, yeah, you're exactly right. I think that's all you need, and then you suddenly have more advantage versus them being up close
Right.
afterwards. Well, obviously do
I
some
see.
poking as well, but yeah, you need to also see the way. If we're talking about the big burst too, even versus short range characters, you need to solve their aim a little bit. You see the way you move is you go back right now, but you should be moving left or right. Yeah, make
Right.
sure they
I
move
see.
their crosshair. This guy they didn't move their crosshair at all. It's not harder for them to aim right now. You just kind of shoot. Okay, maybe they keep it here, but those all the shots afterwards when we move back,
I
this
see.
is not showing
Okay.
off their aim too.
Right.
So
Fair enough.
like
Yeah.
Tracer, yeah. If I would blink back versus the Reaper, this guy still can shoot me. This is not comfortable. Yeah, I mean, usually a change angle slightly if enemy knows where you are, and it's gonna be a non-linear movement. That's how I call it. Non-linear movement. It's not going forward or backwards, but usually go right,
Mm,
left, or diagonal.
right,
This is gonna
right,
be not in the line, non-linear, not a non-tunnel.
right.
Okay. Yeah, it can be pretty much applicable versus any. It can be applicable versus
Sure.
divers. Can be applicable versus the long range pressure. So I will
Right.
maybe
I see.
put it in
Got it.
the in two categories because I separated on two
Sure.
right now.
Okay. I see.
So it's positioning, uptime. Yeah. Okay. I think this should be.
Sure.
Do we? Yeah, we still have some time also to watch the second replay. Do we wanna also watch the second one, or do we wanna
Sure.
keep watching this?
I think probably let's watch the second one. The one I want to look at, okay, second one is going to be more streamlined because I kind of know what I'm looking for. I mean, I knew what I was looking for here. I just want to see if the same trends appear, and if they do, then I think those are the things that we need to work on. And then I just let's end by prioritizing them, if that makes sense.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, this replay is actually here. Okay,
Yeah. Okay.
King's
So
Row.
King's Row. Wait. Let's see.
No, let's take a look. So it's on defense. So you wanna watch the
Oh,
attack?
I want to look at offense. Yeah, offense is the one that thought was very shameful. I mean, yes, defense you got rolled, but sometimes defense that happens.
Yeah.
Especially since we were talking so much about offense before. I think offense is the one that I want to look. I felt very powerless, and that's why I wanted to ask you. And do you think it's the same reasons why? I think it's too far, right?
Yeah,
Basically.
yeah. Like we said, I think it's gonna be closer, mid range,
Okay.
and at this point, where could it be?
Probably on the ledge. Next to the bus. I was thinking.
Yeah, yeah.
You're not talking about the one next to
Yeah,
Oriza,
yeah,
like
yeah,
next to the tree.
exactly. Somewhere here, maybe here as well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's right.
this is
That's
gonna
right.
be
That's right.
alright. And then after
Yeah.
that, you can always rotate between the high grounds on the right
Yeah, yeah,
circle.
yeah. Yeah.
Make sure that you keep going.
Sure. I think the disappointing thing is that
Yeah,
not only am I not really landing shots, I'm just not doing damage, and that's something that I wanted to kind of take a closer look. It might be to do with the things that we just discussed as well, to be honest.
yeah. I think it's just gonna be easier as soon as you're gonna be at the closer range angle. It's gonna be easier. Obviously, there are some mechanics too, but see how much more damage you do now when you're closer.
Yeah, correct. Yeah,
You
like
hit it
this.
on the floor. They all almost 1 HP. Obviously, I would say it's higher chance for you to get a kill if you have the uptime over here, but it might be challenging to get here right away. But
Right.
eventually, if you're able to stay here or there, this would be a really, really good range eventually.
I
And
see.
we just need to exactly get there. Maybe here, if it's troubling, then sure. Like, if we go back, this high gun
Yeah.
can also be good if they get close, sure. There's been decent amount of poke. You lost the Orisa. The play slow. Okay, poking, that's fine. At least we're building the ult charge, which could be okay. Orisa is back. Now this is the time when it can start taking space. This is not bad. Okay, this is good rotation. Why not? Okay, go here and go on the right side, maybe. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Can open up his ultimate, maybe. Let's see. No, just a little bit tough, I think, with the.
I think one tough thing, and then one thing I want to ask you about is they all seem very aware of me. Like the whole time I'm rotating, they're not like fighting my tank, they're fighting me. So I was like thinking, hmm, I I suppose like I mean it's not a bad thing. Is it my timing's off? Or I mean I just want to like find out how to that's what I mean by I wanted to ask you about impact because like I'm not sure how to catch them off guard a bit more. Maybe I shouldn't do this here. Maybe I needed to notice that people were looking at me and just not save my outs or something. I wanted to kind of discuss this with you if you know what
Yeah.
I'm trying to say here.
Yeah, yeah, no, I think I understand. I think we remain the same idea what we talked about. If target's scalable, based on their resources and attention, maybe some other variables too, then we can take this deeper angle. Usually, yeah, we can peek wider.
Right.
But the thing is, you also need to understand what target is exactly killable. Are all of them killable right now? Well, maybe. But what is the
Not
priority here? Who is more killable to you and why?
the biggest priority is actually
And watch the clip.
not
Yeah,
BAP. It would be I should be aiming. I'm kind of aiming in the center of all of them, but I should be aiming really at Juno.
somebody. Yeah, somebody. Juno? Why Juno?
Juno. Um, Okay, yes, she has got a lot of mobility, but
Yes.
Juno is the one that is furthest back. If I kill her, you only have Bab whose ability to heal. Everyone else can be healed by Juno. Juno can't be healed by anyone else.
This is true. It's just you see, this is exactly the point you said because they have mobility. This might be tough. This is what I think.
I
This could be
see.
possible, but it's usually a target with high mobility can also be complicated. I think if you forced out the mobility, sure, but then you need to do some poking first. Maybe
Right.
just instead of using your ultimate right away, if you want to alter, I think this is viable. Why not? Especially if we know the ultimate is coming up. She's a support here. This is fine. But let's do some poking first. Then in this case,
Okay, I see. You may need to soften up before the ultimate.
yeah,
Got it.
yeah. Because, like we said, you always going for the killable target, but the resources of those guys are full right
Too
now.
high.
So you need
With
pretty high.
he's got lamp, he's got shift, yeah,
Yeah,
missile.
exactly.
Okay.
It can also be if you want to use the ultimate right away for whatever reason, maybe more stationary guys like Soldier. Even Bap is
Mm.
sort of can be, but he's got the jump too. But the
And
Soldier, yeah, maybe.
he's got lamp as well, right? But okay, at
Yeah.
least if you
Oh,
break
but
lamp, that's a huge thing.
yeah, he did use it here. Yeah. So maybe
Oh
you
yeah, he
can.
did.
Yeah,
So actually, yeah,
actually,
Bap
it's
is
not
the
bad.
target. You're
Yeah,
right.
not bad target now. Yeah, for sure. Well,
Yeah.
arguably, sometimes if you use your ultimate and you force the lamp, it can be good too. But I think if you're able to just poke him before and force the lamp first and then ult, I think it's even better. So
Yep.
it's
Sure.
gonna be
Sounds
alright.
good.
Yeah, so most likely, two solutions. Shoot this, force out something. You can shoot honestly any of those guys you wanna commit after. But if we going after mobile targets with full resources, especially force something first, or go after what's more killable right away. Bap, a soldier
All soldier.
arguably is gonna be more killable,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
yeah, it's just always
Echo's not the best. Yeah.
yeah, echo again, mobility, but if you saw
Yeah.
them
She's
use
got.
it, yeah. If you saw them
Yeah.
use it, actually not bad idea. If you've been able to track, they know flight right now, so maybe could be okay too.
I need to track it. I'll be
Yeah,
honest.
yeah,
I had no idea what's up.
yeah. I'd say there are
Yeah.
multiple solutions, right? It's just definitely not this right now. Not right now, not this
Okay.
target.
I
Maybe
see.
later, sure. This could be okay target,
Sure.
but you just
I see.
need to judge based on the resources exactly, and then it makes it
Okay.
easy. The angle is good though, I think. This positioning is gonna be really good. Yeah, and keep
Yeah,
poking.
so I'm getting damage now. Yeah.
Yeah,
So that's good.
doing quite a lot. I think the ultimate could be
Oh.
doing more, and then or maybe you can break through with that, honestly, and will be alright. Yeah, not doing much damage from that far. It's fine. Able to move on the angle a little bit. Go right. Give damage. This is good. Diverting this guy's attention. You eventually gets a kill. Probably move now. Probably move on the right, yeah. Because you have an advantage too. Fine. Okay. The echo. Sure. This is alright. That's okay, I think. They have the ultimate over there, so might be not
Hmm.
bad to keep
Yeah.
poking. You have ultimate now. Let's see what we do with that. I think pretty important. Okay, even though this guy got picked, it lamps destroyed. Perfect. Let's see who we aim for. Oh, this guy's a native too. Oh no, this is a really
A
this
bit
is
unlucky.
unlucky. Okay, well we can see clearly. I think this is just the ultimate is pretty big. I think in general. So you just need to decide based on the exact resources. Yeah, if you're able to track this, maybe you can also slightly reposition. Like let's say, okay, who is gonna be the target, soldier or BAP? Exactly. Make sure you hit at least one of those. Not trying to aim after everybody. Maybe as an addition,
Yeah, I
you
think it's
hit the
like
BAP.
Doomfist, right? You
Yeah.
aim one guy because
Yeah.
the suck will suck them together
Yeah.
rather than
Exactly.
aiming.
Exactly. You can maybe make a decision of if I aim the soldier, the shot will probably hit the BAP and somebody here too. But at least
Yeah.
getting one guy, just not everybody one. One is enough.
Right. I see.
Yeah, and this guy,
Yeah.
they will not be able to
So,
block it.
of course, was this an easy attack round? No, my team was not playing the best,
Yeah, this
but
is
it's
true.
still important to look at what I could have done better because I felt quite invisible still. I think seems like talking to you, it's a mix of range. I wasn't playing in the good range as well as uh generally just not tracking the resources.
Yeah, yeah. Range, resources, our yeah, just more been on the first map, but just understanding when you can take more risk versus playing more safe as
I
well.
see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Scouting is really important. Tracking, scout
Right.
animations, attention of the enemy, stuff like that. Yeah, actually, if you want, we can properly summarize so everything makes sense.
Yeah,
First of
I
all,
think it's a good
then
idea.
we can get to the questions too. If you got some, yeah, let's
Sure.
see what our summary looks like so far. Then
Okay.
right from the start.
I need to. There's a lot of things we discussed, so that's the reason why I wanted to kind of like organize it a bit. So,
Mhm.
um, I think one clear thing that is missing is the attention to. So, I think maybe we start from the start, which is reason why I'm not having so much impact is because I am not taking my risks aren't calculated enough. I'm taking high risk when I shouldn't be, and I'm too safe when I need to be more risky at times, or rather, I need to be more aggressive at times when I need to play safe. And so there are a few ways of doing this. One is to figure out your optimal range, which is 15 20 meters. One is to try and uh, figure out if the enemy has attention on me, and if there's a threat that can kill me, because that allows me to take the higher risk versus those people.
Yes.
And last is to keep track of the enemy resources to know if I can commit ability, or basically how much I can commit, how much I can go into the thing. Because all of these awareness of these concepts are what will allow me to know when and to play aggressive, and when do I need to say rotate or take a different angle or something.
Yeah. I think this is true.
Uh
I would even say I kind of want to even organize it in a way that with the range, it's always going to be universal. So I kind of put it this way: you have the general positioning, which is always going
sure.
to be some sort of the range you take, and some generalities about if target's killable. Yeah, you can go for wider peaks, or you have ultimate. Yeah, this has also been one of the patterns. But then I separated on two sections for you: what do you do versus long range pressure, and what you do versus playing dive. Obviously, you can do all the things in terms of scouting, right? You
Right.
can also do some of the stuff which you do for the long range characters. You can do it for versus the divers too. But overall, versus the long range special, especially when you're scouting versus them, keep an eye on the animations and the attention of those guys,
Right.
so you
Got
can
it.
throw them off after with your positioning. Yeah,
I
like
see.
probably with the dive is just especially important tracking where they are. Yeah, dive or brawl, let's say dive brawl.
I see.
This is gonna be good. And after that, you can decide what to do. It's
Sure.
mostly keep poking. Make sure that the universal thing still, yes, it's if they know where you are, you change the angle slightly too with non-linear movement. But yeah, actually, with this, does it make sense to the non-linear movement? How do you change the angle? This stuff, yeah, or
I think so. I think basically, say for example, if you keep picking right and you get marked, you maybe go left this time, maybe do a jump peak. Basically, don't do the exact same movement. Maybe you can just need like an inch to the right or left, because the crosshair's not right there. They have to
mm,
flick onto you.
yeah, exactly. I think exactly right. There's kind of multiple layers in that. In theory, if you're able to throw off the enemy aim on two layers, like verticality and horizontally, this is perfect
Right.
most of the time. And you're ready
I
with your
see.
updraft, a lot of the times you're already throwing off the enemy's aim, and it's just with
Right.
your dash, with your shift, make sure you also
Right.
throwing them off with
I see.
horizontal movement too. It will be
I
alright.
see.
Like good example,
Okay.
contesting Reaper, contesting Ash when she was up on the high ground, yet not exactly
Right.
dropping, but move left, move right. Versus Bastion too.
Right.
There was good
Right.
example as well.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah, mostly
Okay.
it's been that I feel. Okay, is there anything else? What we didn't add yet, or
So, what would you say are the ones that I should fix first? Do you think it's probably the attention and the animation canceling? Sorry, animation noticing. I think that seems like the most critical thing. That building that
yes,
awareness.
when you play versus rats, 100%. Yeah, this is gonna be 100% first. thing to do. Scouting, because all
Okay.
of that allows you to properly position afterwards. That's why I
Yeah,
start with
that seems
in the summary. We start with decisions first. We start with
sure.
whatever we where our attention is at, and then you can decide what positioning and resource management can be. I
Right.
think, yeah, scouting
Okay,
first. Maybe
sure.
for the
Maybe
next
I'll.
time. Oh yeah, continue.
So maybe that's the one I should work on first. After that, what will you prioritize? Just wanted to get your feedback on that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I would say so. I would say so. Let's
Oh, so that
start with
was
that.
first. What will you say second, third? Just to like get your opinion.
The second one is because this one we only saw 2 games so far, but but ultimate probably. If you know that you have ultimate, you can go for wider angles. I think this would
Right.
be
Okay.
second priority.
Okay. Sure. All right.
Range. I think you will easily pick it up. To be honest, the range.
Yeah,
Well,
I think
you're
so as well.
already already doing pretty good most of the time too. I think the range seems easy, but just don't forget about it too.
Sure. Got it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and then it goes some of the other more niche stuff. Once you know the scouting, like once you've been able to do where the enemies, once you're able to know where the enemies are, stuff like that, then we can change the angle slightly. Yeah, and don't forget about just making sure that you solve their crosshair. Probably that would be
Right.
second.
I see. Got it.
Yeah, yeah, that's pretty good. Do you have any more questions? Any additional questions for today?
No, I think those are the ones that seems like there's a lot of things